and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to At Home Club Big Top Circus! This is At Home Club, and this half term we are at the At Home Club Big Top Circus. Forget the greatest showman, this is the greatest show. My name is Holly and I'm the ringmaster here at the Big Top Circus. I'm going to make sure that you have an incredible time. We will practice circus skills, make some spectacular circus themed crafts. We will learn magic tricks that will wow your friends and family. We will sing and we will dance. And we will hear true stories of amazing miracles done by the greatest man who's ever lived. Now, have you ever been to a circus before? At circuses, there are people who do lots of amazing things, like juggling with knives, or crazy acrobatics, or incredible magic tricks, or super high tightrope walking. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Circuses are all about putting on a show that makes people say, wow! Just like this. On her tiptoes on top of that man's head. Wow! Circus acts make people say wow. Well, we're going to learn some circus skills and some magic tricks each week here at the At Home Club Big Top Circus. But before we do that, we need to warm up. So I'm going to say the circus act and you're going to act it out. So when I say juggling, pretend to juggle. Whoa. Don't drop any. Good job. When I say tightrope walking, you have to act out being really high up somewhere, walking along a tightrope, like this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You got it? When I say acrobatics, you can do any kind of acrobatics you want. That's like a cartwheel or a roly-poly or just whatever you want to do. When I say vanishing trick, you have to disappear, hide somewhere, behind your sofa, behind a door, under your bed. Just vanish as if in a magic trick, like this. Ta-da! When I say clown, you need to pull a funny face, like this. And when I say animal taming, you need to pretend to be an animal, maybe an elephant, or a lion, or a seal. You choose. Okay, you got it? Juggling. Tightrope walking. Acrobatics. Vanishing trick. Clown. Animal taming. Vanishing trick. Clown. Acrobatics. Tightrope walking. Animal training. Tightrope walking. Vanishing trick. Clown. and ready to learn a magic trick. I'm going to teach you a trick that will make your friends and family say, wow! Watch this and prepare to be amazed. Here we have a bottle of water. It's just plain tap water. Just plain old boring tap water. Now the thing is with water, it's completely clear. It doesn't have a colour. But imagine if you could turn plain water into any colour you wanted. Like this. Amazing, right? Now I'm going to show you how to do this trick. You're going to need a bottle of water, just plain old tap water, a screw top lid, and some food colouring, any colour you want. I've got red here. All you need to do is take the lid off the bottle and pour into the lid just a couple of drops of your food colouring. Then you need to take your lid full of food colouring and carefully place it in your freezer and wait for it to freeze. It might take a couple of hours, it might be best to leave it there overnight. Then when it's frozen, take it out of the freezer and the food colouring should be stuck to the top of the lid. Here's one I prepared earlier. Then all you need to do is put the lid back on the bottle and the food colouring shouldn't fall in because it's frozen to the top. Then you ask your friends and family to look how clear it is and watch as you change the colour, like this. You can be sure everyone's going to be amazed and say, wow! Make sure you tune back in next week for another magic trick. Circuses are full of amazing people who can do amazing things, like magic tricks that make us say, wow, how did they do that? But the Bible tells us about someone who is way more brilliant than any circus act. Someone who can do things that even the greatest magician will never be able to do. Someone who makes crowds of people say, wow! And his name is Jesus. So every week at the At Home Club Big Top Circus, we are going to hear true stories from the Bible about the amazing things that Jesus did and why he is the greatest person that ever lived. This week we're going to hear a true story about when Jesus did an amazing thing at a wedding party. Let's watch to see what happened.
One day, Jesus, his disciples, and his mother went to a wedding in Cana. In the middle of the party, the wine ran out. Uh-oh. So Jesus' mother, Mary, told him, "They have no more wine."
Aww.
Jesus replied, "Dear woman, that's not our problem. My time has not yet come."
Excuse me.
But Mary told the servants, "Do whatever he tells you."
Disaster! The wine ran out at the wedding party. All they had left was boring, plain old water. Now I imagine that wine isn't very important at most of the parties you go to. But it's a bit like if you went to your friend's birthday party and there was a delicious birthday cake, but it all ran out before you were able to get any. And all that was left was carrot sticks. How rubbish would that be? That's a bit like what happened at this wedding party that Jesus was at. People started to think, this is a rubbish party, they've run out of wine already. And so Jesus' mum said to Jesus, the wine has run out, you have to do something. But he didn't have time to go to the shop and buy some more, and he didn't have any spare wine in his bag. So what was he gonna do? Well, let's see what he did.
Standing nearby were 6 stone water jars. The Jews used jars like these in their washing ceremony. Jesus told the servants, "Fill the jars with water."
Hey, okay.
When the jars had been filled, he said, "Now dip some out and take it to the master of ceremonies." So the servants did what Jesus told them to. When the master of ceremonies tasted the water that was now wine, not knowing where it had come from, though of course the servants knew, he called the bridegroom over. A host always serves the best wine first. Then, when everyone has had a lot to drink, He brings out the less expensive wine, but you have kept the best until now." This miraculous sign in Cana in Galilee was the first time Jesus revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him.
Wow! Did you see what Jesus did? He turned plain old water, the kind you get out of the tap, into the most delicious wine. And loads of it! They weren't going to run out now. But how did he do that? Was it a magic trick? We learned a magic trick earlier that changed the colour of water so that it looked a bit like wine, didn't we? But when you taste it, it still tastes just like water. Because we didn't really change water into wine, we just changed the colour of the water. It was just a trick. But Jesus didn't change the colour of water. He changed it into wine. Plain, boring water into sweet, delicious wine. It's like turning a plain, boring, raw carrot into the most delicious birthday cake. Not even the best magician in the world can do that. Because it wasn't a trick, it was real. When Jesus does amazing, impossible things that no one else can do, it's called a miracle. Jesus did a miracle when he changed the water into wine. But how can he do miracles? Well, Jesus can do miracles because he isn't like anyone else. He did these amazing miracles to show that he is someone special, someone powerful, someone important, someone amazing. These miracles showed that Jesus is God. Only God, the one who made the universe, the one who's in charge of everything, could do something as amazing as change water into wine. Jesus wants us to believe that he is God, and so he shows us that he is by doing things that only God can do. But that's not all the miracle was showing us. Did you notice what kind of wine Jesus made from the water? It wasn't just any old wine. It was the best wine ever, and enough of it to last all night. Jesus turned an okay party into the best party ever. You see, that's what Jesus does. He makes everything better. Jesus makes life better. Not easier, but better, much better. With him, you will have the best life ever. A life that will last forever. Later on in the Bible, it explains a bit more about why Jesus did these miracles. It says, Jesus did many other miracles, which are not recorded in this book. But these miracles were written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life. Jesus did this miracle and many more miracles so that we would believe, and that by believing we would have life, the best life ever, a forever life. So the question is, do you believe in him? Well, if you're not sure yet, make sure to tune in next week to hear about another amazing miracle that Jesus did to prove that he really is God. But for now, we're going to sing about these amazing miracles that Jesus did. Watch out for my kazoo solo in the middle. If you don't like singing, don't stop watching, because after the song we have a brilliant craft corner and we'll be learning our first circus skill.
Jesus made wine from water.
How cool is that?
Jesus made the blind man see.
How cool is that?
Jesus made the lame man walk.
How cool is that?
But he did something cooler than all these. He died then came alive again, which might sound odd, but now there is no doubting that Jesus is God. Jesus could walk on water.
How cool is that?
Jesus calmed the raging seas. did something cooler than all these. He died then came alive again, which might sound odd, but now there is no doubting that Jesus is God. Died then came alive again, which might sound odd, but now there is no doubting that Jesus is God. He died then came alive again, which might sound odd, but now there is no doubting that Jesus is God.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the craft corner of At Home Club. It's so good to see you guys again. I've really missed you over the summer. Today we are going to be making some juggling balls. Have a look at what they're going to look like. Well, all that you are going to need is some socks, some old socks. Maybe find some in your house that have lost their partners that you can use. Some elastic bands like these ones. Some rice. And then if you want to make it easy for yourself, something to get the rice out and into the socks, you could use a spoon, or I've made this little funnel out of the bottom of a milk container. If you've got all those things, you're ready to go. Just take your sock and you're going to put rice in it just to fill up that little bottom part. So I'm going to use my little funnel I made, and I'm just going to tip the rice in slowly so there's not too much in there. Check. A little bit more. That'll be perfect. So that'll be really nice for me to hold and easy to practice my juggling with. All I have to do now is take an elastic band and tie it really tightly around the bottom of my sock. If you find this a bit fiddly, maybe get a grown-up to help you. Twist it every time, wrap it round again. Nearly there. I reckon one more time to make it really safe. Now we can't juggle with that with all this on the end, can we? But I've got a special trick for you. You're going to turn the sock inside out and wrap it around on top of itself. Well, it's all inside out now, so I'm going to do it again. At the bottom, I'm going to twist it and I'm going to turn it inside out again to wrap it around the top. There we go, you can just see Pikachu's ears. That'll be a great little juggling ball. Now I've got one more to make, and then I can practice my juggling. And I think I need to practice because I'm rubbish. Last one is a grumpy sock. And there we go. We've got our 3 juggling balls just made from some socks and some rice. I would love to see a video of you with your juggling balls, having a go at juggling. Show me how good you are at your circus skills. Send the emails to this email address and I can show them next week to everyone else. See you next week in the Craft Corner.
Well, now that you've made some juggling balls, you're ready to learn your first circus skill, juggling. Here's Pete to teach us the skills we need.
Hi everyone, great to see you. Holly has asked me if I would teach you to juggle? Well, I'll give it a go. You might have been to the circus and seen jugglers or clowns juggling with clubs that are on fire or chainsaws and things like that. Well, it's best not to start with those. It's best to start with some ordinary balls, something like tennis balls, something soft, something like that. I've got some like that from a garden ball game. And the first thing to do is to get 3 of them, 3 balls, 3 tennis balls, 3 soft balls, and then put them on the floor. There you go. And then pick them up. That's the first lesson of juggling. You're going to be doing a lot of that as you learn. You're going to pick them up loads of times because you'll keep dropping them. But because you're going to keep dropping them when you're learning, it's good to stand in front of the sofa or in front of your bed so that when you drop them, it's easy to pick them up. You haven't got to keep going down to the floor. You can just pick them up off the bed or off the sofa. So that's the first thing. Stand in front of the bed or a sofa. And you need 3, but we're going to start with just 1, okay? And the first thing to do is to just throw 1 ball from one hand to the other. And the idea is to try and make a reasonably smooth sort of arc. So it goes from that hand to that hand, like this. Go on, you give it a go. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got that? Keep practicing that. Don't worry if you drop it, just pick it up and give it another go. There we go. Good. Well, once you've mastered doing that with 1 ball, throwing it smoothly in a nice arc from one hand to the other, then you can pick up another ball. And what you're going to do with this ball is exactly the same as you did the first one. You do 1 and then the other. And again, you want a nice, smooth arc from one hand to the other. Okay? So you go 1, 2, 1, 2, and you just catch them. Here we go. Let's try that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. How you going with that? Getting it? Keep practicing. Don't worry if you drop it. Everyone drops them. Keep practicing. Here we go again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ooh, great. Now, when you're really good at doing 2, that's the time that you need your third one. See if you can do that, and you'll definitely drop it lots. You'll drop them all lots when you're trying to juggle with 3 for the first time. But this is what you're doing. You're doing the 1, 2 thing with the 2, and then the third one has got to go up sort of in between them, and also do a nice arc into your hand. So it's 1 goes up, the other goes up, and while they're up in the air crossing over, this third one comes up between them, okay? I'll try and show you, all right? And then you'll know what you've got to do. Stand next to the bed with your 3 balls and keep practicing. And before long, you'll get it. So here we go again. Ready? I'll try and do 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's how you juggle. Keep practicing. Don't give up. Practice makes perfect. Okay? One more time, and then I'm off. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's how you juggle. Whoa!
If you think you can do a better job of juggling than I can, or if you have any other talent or skill, then send us in a video and we'll show it next week. Well, that's all from today's At Home Club Big Top Circus. Make sure you check back on our YouTube channel next week so you don't miss out on the next lot of circus activities. See you on the next adventure!